Daryl, I mean, lightning never strikes twice from the same place, mate. But it does. It does.
Yeah, what a crazy game of cricket that was. It's obviously not good for all our hearts, but I'm sure as spectators watching that, definitely got their money's worth, and just great to get away with the win.
Well, a man of the match performance from yourself as well. None for 17, 102, none for 31. I hate saying that word none there. You'll hate me saying it too. But then another 81 with the bat, of course. Mate, at what stage did you just talk us through yesterday? So it's raining to start with. So what are you all thinking? You're thinking, well, will we ever get out there? Or were you actually starting to actually look at the maths and the targets straight away?
No, we knew that the rain was probably going to disappear around that 3 o'clock mark, and we weren't sure exactly how many overs we'd get, but we knew it'd be around that sort of 50, kind of like a one-day sort of mode. So, we're pretty clear on how we wanted to go about the run chase. Obviously, you can't control everything in that aspect, but the way that Kane managed the innings and was able to show the class and the world-class player that he is, it was nice to get the win and chase that down.
Well, he's a demigod now, isn't he? I mean, that was just extraordinary, that performance. Look, incredible to watch. It would have been even better being up close and personal like you were.
Yeah, he's a great of our game already, and it's awesome for me to be able to bat with him, and the way he managed that innings. And we talked about times, to put them under pressure, and times we had to soak it up as well. And that's just the class of the man, how calm he is going about in those high pressure situations.
Okay, so it's moseying along, and we're getting close to 6 o'clock, and we're sitting there going, okay, well, how much longer are we perhaps going to be able to go for, and what's the light and everything else, and how? So just in terms of being conscious of that time around then and after 7 o'clock, what were you all saying to each other?
Yeah, I think for us, we knew it was around that sort of 6 and over mark for the last half of that innings, and it's manageable if you can get the field out. We obviously have to take some risks to try and create that, but then it's just managing each over and trying to make sure the target didn't get too far out of hand. And you obviously get a bit lucky and chunk a few, and the rate comes back down, and you try and keep constantly managing it.
So how often do you play a test match and you get into one-day mode like that? Because that's effectively, as you say, what it was, wasn't it? It was a one-day innings for the last, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I guess it was. And I've only played a handful of tests, but I think that's the cool thing about test cricket is it tests you in all ways. You can't just play one style. You have to be able to adapt to different situations and conditions. And I know us as a group, that's something that we pride ourselves on. And it was nice to get the job done.
Daryl Mitchell with us, and the Black Caps extraordinary last night. Having played England and having won in that fashion, did any of that just flow on in terms of your attitude? I mean, was it a change in attitude for the team, or do you think you always would have approached it like this?
No, I think that's just how we go about it as Kiwis. It's we play test cricket, try and win games of cricket. That's why you do it. And I don't think as a group there's any shift or anything. We're just 11 New Zealanders going out there, taking on the world and giving it our best shot.
Man, I mean, it's just hard to kind of process it all at the moment. I mean, after the England test and the end of that, I mean, that was just extraordinary. Then to go through it again, I mean, just as a spectator, it's hard enough, let alone being a player.
Yeah, I think it's cool that Test cricket's alive and that everyone's sitting on the seats and watching it. I think we try and play an entertaining brand, and yes, there's times where you got to soak up pressure and do the boring hard stuff, but when it comes down and brings, I guess, finishes like that on day 5, that's why we all love Test cricket and why we want to make sure that it keeps growing and we keep getting more and more people watching it.
And the other thing is the record books, mate. Only the 4-time teams followed on and won a test. I think this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is only the second time ever that a test has been won on the last ball.
Yeah, it's the wonders of sport, and I guess that's why we all love it. That's the cool thing about, as much as we like to think we control outcomes and how games go about, we really don't have a hell of a lot to say about it. So it's amazing. It's been an amazing fortnight as a Black Cap supporter, and hope long can it continue. Did
you think Kane had made it on the slide? What was your initial feel?
Oh, every time there's a direct hit, you just don't know, do you? So there was a mixture of emotions in that dressing room watching it. And as soon as we saw, I guess, the slow-mo of his bat getting across that line, it was pretty happy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, man, it's just that spank for four though. That was the one where I think what we needed. I think it was 5 off 3 or something like that. And then for him to hit that, I mean, that was a beautiful shot that he played after being in there for that long. To have that power in his wrists as well and that timing, that was I just thought that was one of the best shots I've seen.
Yeah, that was class, wasn't it? It
Yeah.
was clutch in a moment that we needed it, and yeah, that's I guess that's just how good that guy is. Really, he's a genius.
I feel sorry for Fernando, man. What a bowler! Didn't he bowl well?
Yeah, I think Sri Lanka as a whole, throughout the whole test, bowled really well. They were relentless for periods of time. They operated in that channel on what was a quick and bouncy wicket, and they asked a lot of questions of us. And I think the way that they bowled probably showed us how we needed to bowl in that second innings, and that was the cool thing from our bowling group is that the way we adapted and sort of went back to what we do well. But you take your head off to Sri Lanka's bowlers; they bowled really well.
Did you think you're going to get a first innings lead?
You always believe. I know our lower order, definitely they love their batting, and the way Matt Henry struck it there. And we built partnerships. It's something that we always talk about is keep trying to build partnerships throughout. And it doesn't always have to be the perfect innings to try and get the job done.
Daryl Mitchell is with us. So, in terms of setting their fields and things, I mean, they were so far back. I mean, they were almost giving away the twos. Were you surprised by that?
I guess it's a balancing act between not wanting to give away boundaries, but at the same time still trying to put pressure on us. And that's the hard thing, especially at Hagley with it being such a big ground. There's always pockets, and it's a real challenge. Where do you give away the boundary and let the run rate drop down, or do you just let us take singles and twos and sort of hang in there for longer? So it's always the balancing act when those sort of chases are happening in 4-day cricket, because there's no ring like a one-dayer where you have to have certain guys inside. So it's a challenge, and I don't think anyone can master it. You just try and stay in the game as long as you can and see what happens.
Tell us about those injuries with Matt Henry and Wags, because we were looking for runners. I mean, Kane up one end was going to hit, but I mean somebody else had to sprint. And I mean, considering that both of them are injured, especially Wags. We'll talk about Henry's injury first, though. I mean, how was he battling?
Yeah, I'm not the medic or the physio and the doc, so I don't know exactly. But no, he obviously splitting his webbing. He did a great job to bowl through that in the second innings, and then to come out and bat and do that. So yeah, knowing Tezza, he's a fellow Cantab teammate. I'm sure he's a tough man, and he'll be good to go for the next one.
And Wags, he's got a bulging disc, and he's got something else wrong with him. He runs out to bat. That was just brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's Wags for you. He's a lion of the team. He'll do whatever he needs to do to try and help us. So no, it's much appreciated, and he definitely deserved a nice cold beer last night to celebrate that.
Who got the stumps, Daryl?
Actually, I didn't get one. I was saying this morning, I was like, "Bugger, I should have got one." But I'm not sure. Not sure what happened there.
Okay, because at the end, and you saw the look on Kane's face. He was kind of like just shrugging his shoulders. It's like, wow, what just happened there? Was that kind of like how everyone felt?
I think we always believe that you can win games, and especially when Kane Williamson's at the crease, you're a good chance. And that's just Kane. He doesn't show a lot of emotion at times. So it was nice to see him with a smile on his face and happy to get a test win.
Yeah, and it's probably something you're going to think about in the next few weeks, because I mean these kind of matches, if you have one in your career, most people will go, "Wow, that's my standout match in your career." To get 2 in 2 weeks. Oh, just that's what I mean. It's hard. It's hard to kind of put it in a place at the moment.
Yeah, I look, for us as a group, we're really proud to be representing our country and be able to play Test cricket, and to be able to, I guess, entertain the country like that's why we play sport. That's why we do it, and it's nice that we're able to put smiles on people's faces when we know a lot of the country are going through a tough time with all the floods and everything like that.
Well, you come back down to earth pretty quick, because we go to the Basin Reserve and we start again on Friday, mate.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. Obviously, 3-day turnaround's tough on the bodies, but I know we're really excited to head to the Basin in conditions that we're pretty familiar with, and to try and get a series win. I think which would be a great effort against a strong Sri Lankan side who were up until about the last ball were a chance of making the World Test Championship final. So it's all to play for in the next few days, and we're looking forward to it. Yeah,
a couple of quick questions. We'll let you go. And I mean, great to see that once again that the crowds let in for free on the last day. And I mean, it's hard to tell on the telly how many were there, but they certainly made a fair bit of noise.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome thing that New Zealand cricket are doing with day 5, letting people come in for free, and I guess the weather played a part in it not being full, I'd say. But yeah, it was also, I know at Hagley especially that people always turn out to watch Test cricket, and I know the Basin will be the same. So very lucky that the country's getting behind us in watching Test cricket, and long may that continue.
Okay, we've got a couple of new names too in the one-day side, Henry Shipley and Chad Bowes. What do you know about those guys?
Yeah, well, they're both Canterbury teammates of mine, and Chad, he's scored a lot of runs in domestic level over a period of time now to be able to earn this opportunity, and I know that he'll be really excited to do that. He's just had the little girl a few months ago now, and we all know that little girls bring runs, so he's had a
Brilliant.
great summer, and really excited for him.
You getting any chance to watch your Chiefs play? They're not doing too bad either, mate.
Mate, how good are the Chiefs? On fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made my day seeing us up the top there. So it was quite nice seeing the Fijian draw beat Crusaders as well. So it's been a good week.
Daryl, thanks so much for your time as always, mate. Congratulations. You made us all buzz out again. So brilliant. Well done. Thank you.
No worries. Cheers. Thanks for having me.